Celeste, at its core, is an intricate 2D platformer that pushes the players to the very edge with its incredibly difficult stages, puzzles, and mechanics. Yet it never feels like it's too much to handle, and that's exactly how the developers intended it to be. They want the game to be as challenging as it is without making it too overbearing for the player, by making the respawn timers basically non-existent, and the gameplay never feels too punishing for you failing. This truly makes Celeste a game for everyone. Each stage has its own sort of mechanic that does a good job of differentiating itself from other sections of the game, and the characters have their own special charm to them that is essential to the story. As for the story itself, truly remarkable. There are so few games that attempt to tackle such sensitive subjects like anxiety and depression, but this one does it in such a way that really shows visually and verbally what it can be like to live with these afflictions. Celeste has not only reignited my love for platformers, but also tells a heart-filled story about a girl named Madeline and her journey up the mountain. Celeste has some of the most well-designed and well-thought-out levels out there. Each section feels like a mini puzzle that you must solve before practicing the mechanics to get through to the next room. I never felt as though I was being punished for failing because after each room that you complete there's a check mark, and no room takes more than 30 seconds to get through once you know what you're doing. Not to mention, there are several different hidden pathways that hide different collectibles including additional levels, crystal hearts, and secret strawberries. There are hundreds of strawberries hidden all throughout the games, most of which are in plain sight. The ones that are out in the open can be incredibly difficult to obtain, especially the further into the game you get. They can create a whole other layer of difficulty in that room. I found myself having to skip several strawberries just to proceed to the next area. One of the best features that the developer included has to be the assist mode. They do such a great job of making this game accessible to everyone without making players feel like they're being looked down upon for using it. They even give you a little note whenever you turn on the assist mode saying that the game is designed to be difficult on purpose, but they understand that everyone plays differently. They want you to experience this game the way you want to experience it, and I commend them for that. Before we move on, I would be remiss if I had not mentioned how amazing the soundtrack is. The music in Celeste is perfect in every way. It sets the mood in just a way that complements the level design of the area you're in so flawlessly. It's just mellow enough so you can maintain a level of concentration during the gameplay. The storyline and character development are where this game truly stands out amongst other platformers. The main protagonist of our story's name is Madeline, and we follow her as she attempts to climb the mysterious and treacherous Mount Celeste, although we don't exactly know why until later on in the game. At one point, Madeline comes across a mirror that manifests what appears to be her but more malevolent looking. The manifestation claims to be Madeline's pragmatic side. She tells her that she doesn't get why they're up here and that they should leave together. It isn't until the end of the level, where Madeline finds a payphone and has a phone call with her mother, that we realize that she struggles with anxiety and panic attacks. This explains why she wants to climb the mountain. She's trying to prove a point to herself that she can do it, and she doesn't want to break any more promises to herself. This creates a character that anyone who knows what it's like to suffer from anxiety or depression can relate to. It also helps anyone who may not know what it's like to suffer from these awful afflictions to understand what it's like to be inside their heads. Besides Dark Madeline, we meet a young gentleman along the way named Theo. There are several encounters with this photogenic young man, and some of the most memorable parts of this game come from the interactions she has with him. I praise Celeste for so many reasons, but the one thing I admire the most is how genuine the conversation feels between the characters. It feels as though the writers have such a personal connection with these characters, and that they know this is how a real conversation between these two would go. For the most part, this is how all the interactions felt. There has also been several moments where Madeline or another character says, "Just breathe." I don't believe that the writers are just talking to Madeline, but also talking to you, the player. Whether or not this is referring to a difficult section of the game, or talking more personally to the player, it feels as though the game understands, and I appreciate that. There is nothing that I don't love about this game, and I highly recommend it to anyone who loves a powerful plot, a genuine narrative, and addictively fun gameplay. Not only this game is accessible for players of all calibers, but it's available on every major console and it's only $20. There really isn't a reason not to give this game a try, so go check it out. So, until next time, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys later.